Well, let's get right into it. Let's see what we get into. We're going to do a little bit of Art Bell.
The high desert is a great American Southwest as the brand new year races across the Americas, across the West, headed towards Los Angeles, eventually out here in the Pacific Time Zone. I bid you good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. All those time zones out there that are very experiment by this program one way or the other. This is it, folks. Tonight is the last program, so I'm going to last in general in a moment. No, I'll do it now. Let me do it now. There's a lot of important stuff I really want to have. I've been working with a wonderful group of people now for a lot of years. A whole lot of years, and I really want to thank them. And I've noticed everybody is doing that for the year anyway, including CNN. They had very nice, CNN had a very nice little lodge, all their workers and everything. Well, in a way, this is even a little more poignant in that it's goodbye, for forever. Now, having said forever, never say forever. At number one. Number two, I will indeed be back from time to time as George needs relief. So bear that in mind. And I don't like long kisses goodnight. So if we could please keep that to a complete minimum tonight, I would appreciate it. I acknowledge and I thank the thousands of you out there who have sent me emails wishing me well in retirement and all the rest of it. Thank you so very much. People in radio never really retire. They just keep playing radio. That's what I'll do. But from this program, for now, indeed I am retiring, and there are consequences apparently to that. And one of them is that these people that I've worked with for all these years, really important people that you only hear very occasionally mentioned on the program, I'm going to mention tonight. My entire support staff, the entire office that has supported this program in every way you can imagine that I'm about to explain, is being closed, and those people, for the most part, almost entirely, are losing their jobs. And they are, of course, Delaney Conrad, the operations director there, a total brain, a wonderful woman, and a producer, somebody who was, over the last couple of years, when they've been gathering guests for me in Medford, this office, of course, in Medford, Oregon, a brilliant producer, just brilliant. She's gone. Lisa Lyon, also a producer, an editor, and the After Dark newsletter. She is the one exception. She will continue as a producer for George Norrie. Stephanie Smith, in affiliate marketing, administrator, general administrator, office manager. She's gone. Miley Reed in traffic and web sales will appear. She's gone from her regular job, and I guess will do a contracting sort of job for the new Coast to Coast AM website. Jim Reed in tape duplication and program sales is gone. Rondi Archie, Rondi. He's our chief engineer. And Rondi has for years kept the clocks ticking. He's gone. Roger Hogle in affiliate marketing. These are the guys now. Roger, for example, talks to the various affiliates in excess of 500 around the country, gathers them and pays attention to their needs. He's gone. Will Hilliard, who's, Will, he's the one who's lost so many pounds up there on Old Slim, he's gone. J.D. Smith, another board operator, we have three of them actually. J.D. Smith, a board operator for years, gone. Michael Kincaid, a board operator for this program, gone. Sherry Miller in customer service is gone. Steve Burgess in affiliate marketing, another fellow who talks to affiliates and keeps everybody as happy as possible out there, is gone. These are a lot of people who have lost their jobs, and what will happen is, beginning with tomorrow's show, the entire program will go through Los Angeles and no longer go through Medford, Oregon. So I thought it extremely important to acknowledge these people, and then of course a couple of more. Alan Corbett, Alan, who has been my best friend for many years now. In fact, when I was at KDWN in Las Vegas, and Alan was one. He came down to Las Vegas. There have been a lot of stories told about how this occurred, but the truth of the matter is, Alan Corbett came down to Las Vegas, saw and heard my program, and he'd been listening up in Oregon for some time, and he's the one who really was the fire who put together the syndication of this radio program and has been with me kind of as a, mentor, personal friend, business partner, everything. Long before it was sold to Premier Radio and way back in the CBC days. Oh gosh, we go back a long way. So many of these people. Alan, my friend, also gone Alan will retire. And Leonie Corbett, who did for Alan what my beautiful wife Ramona has done for me all these years, support me in this program. So I am sorry to see and regret the decision to close the Medford office. I think it is a regrettable decision. Nevertheless, it did occur, and I want to wish all of these people well, and every single last one of them knows I will type them the best damn letter of recommendation they've ever seen in their whole lives. All they need to do is ask. So thank you all. Thank you all for all the years, and perhaps I'll have Ramona Sock, get on the radio here a little later and say a word or two to you in goodbye. So here's what we're going to do tonight. For all these years that I've been doing this program, we have every year taken predictions. Now, I've not done enough of it this year, but tonight shall be devoted entirely to that. And I'm going to allow you, only all of you, not guests, but all of you listeners, to make predictions. And it may well be that I'll be back next year at one of the days in and around the new year to share what happened with you. Perhaps not, and then if not, then I'll pass it on to George. But we will record your prediction. We do that by number. When you call and make a prediction, we assign it a number, and then we see how you do during the year. Well, it just so happens that from the Bell family votes, I have the predictions made for the year 2002 now in about 45 minutes, ending in the Mountain Time Zone. And we will, in a moment, begin to peruse some of those predictions and see how you did. Now, it doesn't look too good as far as I can see on the first page. Well, there's a few, but, not too good on the first page. There are a total of, and I'll try and read as many of them as I can. I'll try and get through all of them, actually, but there's 123 of them that were made. That's quite a number, so we'll have to go racing through them as the program continues, and I certainly will take your prediction for 2003. It's going to be a happening year. It really is going to be a happening year, folks. And so this is your one opportunity to get it. Don't send them an email. Don't send them on Fast Blast. Don't send them in any other way. The only only way we take them is on the air. When they're made on the air, they are duly recorded. There's no hocus pocus going on. You stick your neck out, take your chances, get assigned a number, and then either it happens or it doesn't, but everybody gets to hear it either way. Now, the website for a launch, artbell.com. Keith Rowland has been with me for more years than I can count. There with me all night long, taking incredible photographs and stuff that we find, and tonight is the last night is no exception. It was some time ago that somebody sent me, I'll just describe it, these things happened to me. They sent me an email and said, Art, I probably should not be giving this to you. But here it is. I'm anonymous, and so I described the email. He sent me an MPEG of a helicopter crash. I don't know what carrier this would be or what ship. I have no idea. But it is a very extremely dramatic helicopter crash. And it's under what's new right now. It's video. You can see a video helicopter crash. Click on that. And it's a pretty big tragedy. I don't know when it occurred. Perhaps it was in the headlines, perhaps not. But it's pretty awful. Hopefully the people in that chopper lived to tell the story. I don't know. It looks as though they might have. They certainly might have. They were hopefully rescued. You can see people rushing to the edge of the carrier after this chopper went off into the sea, and so I'm sure the rescue efforts were immediate, although that is not apparent in the video. It's very short. But it's an incredible video. It's at artbell.com. And then one more thing. We put together a CD, actually a set of CDs, which memorialize this website. This website was one of the very first in America to be combined in the manner we did with a talk show, simply because the kind of material that we have here is difficult enough to explain to you with words. It's a little easier when you're able to see, you actually see what I'm talking about. When I can put something up there and say, here, it's a ghost photograph, it looks like a ghost to me or whatever. Here it is, take a look. And so it was an obvious adjunct to the radio program, and it has been an invaluable tool to this radio program, as I'm sure Coast to Coast AM will be for George. Just absolutely invaluable, because frankly, the things we talk about here are kind of strange, right? So if you can put a photograph up of strange, then it's a little easier on the person trying to describe what's going on. Well, you can imagine we've collected a lot of photographs and information over the years, and we're going to try and take the very best part of it and put it on CD-ROM for you. And the opportunity to buy that collection is going to be over at 2 a.m. At 2 a.m. In other words, you've got a little over, 3.5 hours, a little over 3.5 hours to get up there and get that CD ordered. They will not accept orders after that. The website goes down at 2 a.m. Pacific time, a little over 3.5 hours. Gone, really gone. Now, people might keep their eye on the website, though it will be gone. Who knows? Maybe one day who knows what I'll do with it? Maybe I'll make it a ham radio site or something. I have no idea. I had thought of that. That's my big hobby. So I might do that, or I might do something else with it. I have no idea. But for now, we're going to point it toward the new URL, Coast to Coast AM, so that people coming to my website will automatically, become forwarded and get used to the new website. But eventually, I have that URL. I own it, and I am going to keep it alive, keep it registered at the very least, and probably going to Coast AM for a period of time, and then who knows? Maybe a ham site, maybe something else. But we'll see. It's one of those ponderables of life. In a moment, we'll take a very quick look at what's going on in the world, and it's a pretty happening night. And then we will begin the process of prediction. But whatever you do, if you've not yet ordered those CDs, I'm not kidding when I say you have 3.5 hours plus a little to do it, and after that, you can't. It will all be shut down. So, as well, autographing them, and this is your literal last chance. You know, people think these offers go on and on. They don't. I think this is a real collectible. I mean, this really is something. In fact, all of these staff members and everybody else is getting a copy. And I think it's a gigantic keepsake as well as a big informational tool. So in 3.5 hours, that offer ends. All you can do is go to the website and order it right now at www.artbell.com. 3.5 hours plus a little and counting. All right, we've covered the fact that New Year's is coming, 2003 on the way, or else I go. Let's look at a little bit of what else is going on, shall we? President Bush has said that any further attack by Saddam Hussein or any terrorist ally would, quote, cripple our economy, end quote, offering new justification for a potential war against Iraq, even though he said Korea's nuclear ambitions can be curbed without military conflict. Very interesting, huh? So I guess the president must presume that the Koreans will just say, okay, Mr. President, we're going to disassemble whatever we've got. We're not really going to use these fuel rods. And they're already starving to death up there, so I don't know what you do to the Koreans to get them to give it up. No idea. There is an Al-Qaeda link suspected in the Yemen slayings. Interrogators is suspected and accused of killing the American missionaries at a Baptist hospital may have ties to Al-Qaeda. FBI agents are expanding their search for a group of foreign-born men, 5 of them, that they believe may have crossed into the U.S. illegally from Canada with false IDs. And of course, the fear is terrorism. So I guess up to this hour, I don't have any news indicating they've been located. So everybody stay at alert level 1. An infantry division from Georgia have been dispatched to the Persian Gulf as part of the military's prep for the war with Iraq. The troops from the 3rd Infantry Division Mechanized received the prepare to deploy orders earlier in the week. And as I mentioned to you, stocks have pooped out here at year's end, making it a 3rd straight losing year for stocks, the longest such streak, by the way, in case you keep track of this kind of thing, since Franklin Delano Roosevelt was in the White House. Can you imagine that? The longest losing streak 3 years in a row for the market since Franklin D. Roosevelt. All right. Predictions. Let me see. Prediction 1 made last year. 2 nuclear events would occur. Bonk. That's a bong, definitely. 2, that Greater China Corporation would be $1.75 by April 15th. I have no idea whether that's true or false. I'll leave that one blank. Number 3, Planet X. Info released on Planet X. Well, yes, of course, but from mainstream science. So I'm going to give it a bong. Okay, that'll make people angry, but I mean, really, for mainstream. Well, you know what? There was the ABC story. I've changed my mind. Ding, 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 ding. Number 4, that wormwood would happen. The big bong. Number 5, there would be a depression in Europe. I'm going to ding that one tentatively. In fact, we're really almost having a worldwide depression right now. Number 6, the U.S. would be in depression by May 31st, 2002. That's a tentative ding. A lot of people are saying it may be a double-dip recession And even though the experts are not yet using the word depression, it sure as hell feels like it out there. Anyway, we're going to pause here at the bottom of the hour. There are the first 6 predictions. Not bad, actually. 3 things. I was being a little liberal with them, I admit, but congratulations. We'll be right back. Shooting stars across the sky. Magical journey will take us on a ride. Filled with the longing, all the truth. We make it till tomorrow. For the sun shines. It might come down. Live from west of the Rockies at 1-855 east of the Rockies, 1-800-825-5033. First-time callers may reach out at 1-775-727-1222. And the wildcard line is open at 1-775-727-1295. For Richard on the toll-free North line, call our AT&T operator at 800-893. 909. Listen to the words very carefully. That was down in the air. I've been looking for the answers. All my life I've found you there. As the world I'll be heating over the signs. Every lost direction, I'll be running out of time. Get over this thing, right? This is that incredible woman back in Music City. Named Crystal Gale. Crystal Gale sang a song for me, so sometimes I came out here to the desert and she heard Indian City because of this. And the more I've listened, the more I've understood exactly what it means to me and the things I believe. And guess what? Here is Crystal Gale. Crystal, welcome to the program.
It's great to be with you.
Good to have you back on the area. It's good to hear your voice.
Oh, it's good to hear you.
Listen, this record, this song, it began to mean more. And of course, music does that too as time goes on, but it meant more, and it meant more, and it meant more to me. And I would, at the end of each week of broadcasts, that would be the way I would end the broadcast with by playing that entire record.
Well, you and your show inspired so much for this song. It's
Thank you.
This song definitely means a lot to me, and I love singing it. I love the feel.
You've heard from time to time in concerts that you've been singing this.
Oh yeah, I love it.
It's totally awesome, and as I say, it not just the tune, but the song. There's such deep meaning in it for me, and it hit me like a brick as time went on. Sometimes I'm a little slow, but boy, did he hit me, Crystal. Yikes.
Well, it's a song that, well, you show. I mean, it means a lot to people. It has meant so much to so many different people that I've talked through through the whole this whole country. So I know. And that's what the song meant to me. That's what you showed it. That's what it came out. And we're all searching for something.
Yes, we are. And I mean, it's just something right all the way through. We may be moving too quickly. We are in kind of a quickening.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Think how the world has changed and the things we are concerned about today versus what we were concerned about when we were young.
Oh, I know. I mean, you read about what the weather's doing all over the world and what the flooding that has happened in years and years and years. And you think, well, I think the book is coming true.
Yeah, it is indeed coming about. That's all of the super story. It's about to be a movie.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. It's really neat. Hey, you haven't cut your hair, have you?
No, not yet. I've been itching it back.
Don't cut your hair. It's the same thing I tell Ramona. Don't cut your hair. I love long hair, and you're the queen.
It's just something I started with. I had hair, long hair as a kid, and first, my mother always kept my hair really, really, really short because she worked and she couldn't take care of it. So, she'd send me off to school, or my sisters would, and, they wouldn't comb it or anything. So she kept it short, so it looked halfway decent because she wasn't there. She was a nurse, and she'd work the midnight shift a lot. So, when I could grow my hair, I wanted hair to put a ponytail. That's why I have long hair.
Well, I cannot tell you how I appreciate everything you've done. Your visits out here, the song, my gosh, Crystal, thank you. On behalf of everybody who's enjoyed it, and believe me, I get more requests for that song.
Well, it's a blessing and thank you to you because I've enjoyed your show, and I'm, like I said, there's so many people that their heart is broken that the show is not going to be, you're not going to be there. So, well, I know we go on to other things. There's a higher calling.
We do, and the old one door closes, another door opens, and believe me, I'm all the way through another door already. So my life will be busy and full and rich, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter.
Well, I'm excited for you, but I'm gonna miss this part, but I know it'll be rewarding in others. But I just, wanted to wish you a happy New Year.
And the very same day, it's already the New Year there, isn't it?
Yes, it is in Nashville. It's
came in safely, I trust.
Yes, everything went well.
Super.
And I hope it does in your ear too.
Okay, good night, Crystal, and not goodbye, just good night, and thank you so much.
Oh, good night to you. Thank you.
What a sweet, sweet, sweet lady. That's Crystal Gayle. She has the prettiest, longest hair you've ever seen in your whole life. We've had, I think I've had various photographs of Crystal from time to time, and oh my goodness. See, she trims what she has to so she doesn't trip. That's not a lot of Crystal's area. Let me review a few more predictions made for 2002. I'll never get through them. Number 7, that President Bush would be out of office by mid-year bonk. That was a hopeful prediction, I suppose, on somebody's part. Let's see. Dr. Kaku becomes the next Carl Sagan. Well, perhaps not as nationally recognized yet as being in that slot, but I'm digging that one because he sure is. He's the closest thing to Carl Sagan we've got right now. Number 9. I'm going to be liberal. Give you guys the benefit of the doubt. Number 9, that a North Pole civilization will be found. Wrong. Number 10, that the S&P 500 will go up at least 208. I think that's wrong. I don't think much would happen in the markets, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong on these, I'm going to stand to be corrected. Number 11, that there would be suicide bombers in Times Square at the New Year, an obvious bonk. Thank God. Number 12, that America will become isolationist. Well, you know what? Ding, ding, ding. I'm going to give that one a ding. America certainly has become considerably more isolationist in many ways since 9/11. Number 13, that more visible angels would begin to appear. That's an interesting one. More visible angels. I'm not sure how to treat this one. There's been a definite increase in UFO sightings and all things. I'm going to give it a ding, 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 ding. I think that has occurred. Number 14, that we would get a new energy source. Bonk. We have not. Number 15, that Barry Sanders would unretire. He's so close to a ding. You know that the Raiders could have had Barry, but they were foiled. Barry Sanders was all set to unretire after the Raiders' previous victory. And he got hung up, and they wouldn't let him do it, so it's got to be a bomb, but it's so close to a ding. Deion Sanders. Oh. Yes. Well, that's a bomb. It's still a bomb, right? She's gonna get that 6 seconds later. I don't think Barry Sanders is unretired. So, or did they mean Deion Sanders? Maybe they meant Deion Sanders. Anyway, I think it's a bomb. What do I know? Number 16, that alternative medicine would become mainstream. I don't think so. I even trying to act in a liberal way, I don't think that's true. Still a lot of people out there going to jail for that kind of thing. Bonk. China, number 17, China will expand territory. I don't think they did during 2002, so I'm going to give that a bong. So those are the first 17, and actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. That's really not bad. Now, these are just sort of predictions being made completely in the blind, and it's not like a 50-50 proposition. These are specific things. So 6 kids, I would say, on the first page is pretty doggone good. Let us begin taking some predictions for 2003, shall we? On the first time caller line, you are on the air. Good evening.
Good evening, Art.
Where are you?
This is Jamie, and I'm sitting here in the beautiful Coachella Valley in the Ralph shopping center parking lot.
On a cell phone.
Yes, I am.
All right. I'm going to give you an opportunity to make the number 1 prediction.
It's a big here. I think we'll be announcing a manned mission to Mars.
Oh, that's a pretty good one. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I really do. Do you think that if we went to Mars, that the things that Richard Hoagland has been observing, the cities that appear to be below the surface, the significance of being face on Mars, other things of that sort, would suddenly be known to the world as a result of a mission to Mars, or would they be in secret?
I just think, well, that is true. I believe it's already occupied. I find that back in, I believe, 93 or 89, when the Russians launched Focus 1 and Focus 2,
Yes.
and there was some footage that those things. Well, I guess they just said it had.
They were describing. One of them actually had footage, sir, and I think you're referring to this, of a gigantic object.
Yes.
Headed, and just prior to the destruction of the satellite, it saw an object headed straight for it. That's a natural fact.
Yes.
So it may well be that Mars is occupied. All right.
And then when the Americans launched something to Mars, and they said that there was some type of malfunction from the control center. I just find that hard to believe. myself that individual people who press individual buttons for just one thing only, and they're assigned to one thing only and not many other things.
That's right. Thank you very much for the call. And there's the oops factor, what button? Actually, that did occur a couple of times. All right, we will be right back. Oh, this is very nice. Look who's on the line. All the way from up in the Seattle area, it's my old friend Peter Davenport. Hey, Peter.
Good evening, Art.
Good evening.
And how nice to hear your voice again. This is quite a consequential evening.
It is.
Seeing you depart this program after so many very successful years. Said and measured, you probably deserve the Nobel Prize for what you've done over recent years.
Well, that's very kind of you.
We're all going to miss you up here in Seattle. I'm at a party with a bunch of UFO folks getting late, and we're all talking about the program and the fascinating guests you've had on and how generous you have been with the UFO community.
It's, Peter's been a hell of a ride. And I really mean that. People in broadcasting who have had careers as long as I've had at national level, you can count on one hand. It's just not been that many in modern times. And I've really had an extremely long and wonderful career.
You have indeed. And I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the letter I faxed down to you tonight, but for my money, Art, you've set the high water mark in this industry, and you've carved the biggest initials of anyone in the history of broadcast. It's been a fascinating ride, and from the standpoint of a UFO investigator, on behalf of all of us investigators, and on behalf of all those people interested in the UFO phenomenon, I say thank you. I don't think there's been a person who's ever lived on this planet who has given enough, or given as much, rather, to the American people on the subject of ufology as you have through your program.
That is so kind of you. Well, all right, since I have you here, and we're doing predictions, I'm going to put you on the line, Peter. What do you think? What do you think 2003 is going to be like in ufology? Are there hints it's going to be a big year?
Well, I seem to be one of only very few UFO investigators who rarely, if ever, make predictions. A point I often make in a jocular sense at conventions is I'm one of the few who do not see future events clearly. But if the reports that have come to us over the last year or even 2 years are any fair measure, the UFO phenomenon is heating up, and it is now only a question of time before somebody will get a UFO clearly on videotape, and the government will no longer be able to deny the fact, and the American press, which has done so well at ignoring it, will no longer be able to do so. That is my opinion.
I really think do you really think that we could get a piece of video so undeniably a UFO or not of this world that would bring the disclosure that we've all been waiting for? Could we really get a tape that good, or are we in a day and age where it's so digital that nobody, or the people that don't want to believe it still will not believe it, no matter how good it will be?
Yeah, it's a reasonable question. Actually, many people pose that to me in the field of UFO research. And as a consequence, I've devoted a great deal of thought to this. What we really need is just a handful of people across the country who have not only digital camcorders mounted on, let's say, a shoulder-mounted camera-type device, but one that is mounted together with a film-type camera, either 8mm or 16mm. Once we have that, we have not only the digital image, which would be high resolution, but celluloid images as well. Then we're going to have evidence that will be, in my judgment, undeniable. In fact, I think it has happened on a few occasions, but the American press, being what they are, have been very successful in ignoring this phenomenon.
If we did have the real LaCroix, undeniably somehow the real LaCroix, and if all of that came true, as unlikely as I think that may be, let's say it did, what do you estimate the reaction of the American public, specifically the American, I mean the world obviously, but specifically the American public would be?
Yeah. It's very difficult to know for sure, but frankly, I think, thanks largely to your program, I don't think they would be shocked by it. I think they would be intrigued. I think they would be interested, just the way they are when there are major scientific breakthroughs that are announced through the news media. For example, the recent cloning claim by the Rayleigh. People find it to be of interest for several days running. Once they've listened to it on a number of occasions, they get accustomed to it.
You make a good point. You make a very good point. And it may be that maybe part of the underlying mission of this program and or why it was allowed to flourish in the manner it was to prepare people for something of this magnitude.
That has occurred to me many times. Arguments of what makes me say that there's been no human being who's lived on this planet who has made a greater contribution to the field of ecology and UFO research than Art Bell.
Well, that's very good. What about Peter Davenport? What will Peter Davenport do forward from this moment? Are you going to stay in ufology squarely planted? What's going to happen?
I'm afraid, I regret to have to report, I probably will. There's some days when I wish I'd never heard of a hotline dedicated to taking UFO reports, but I think I am hooked, intellectually hooked.
Well, it's like radio, people. It really is. You never get out of there. You never get out of ufology either. I mean, what are you going to do? Somebody start casting your eyes to the ground and stop looking up? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But it is the ultimate question, ultimate scientific question. Do we live in a universe? Do we live in a galaxy that has other intelligent life? I think the clear-cut answer to that one is we almost certainly do. In fact, just a couple months ago, Seth Shostak, who's been on your program many times with the SETI project, started a talk-off at the University of Washington by asking the audience, he posed a question to the audience. How many of you think there's intelligent life here? About 60% of them said yes. Even he agreed with that.
Well, that's quite an admission for Seth. Listen, brother, I want to thank you for calling in.
Thank you, Art. And again, thanks for years of excellent coverage on this field.
Take care, my friends.
Good night and good luck.
It's coming on, all right. We're going to take a break here at the top of the hour. We'll try and get better about reading the predictions and taking predictions, I promise. From the roaring through the nighttime like a freight train, this is Coast to Coast AM. Listen to that part again. Very careful. Tomorrow is today, so it really does happen. This is my program. Soon it will be your tomorrows as well. And so, I mean, what you need to do is, as best you can, you live for today. I better go racing through these or we're not going to make it. Number 18 made last year. China and U.S. to go to war by July, a bonk. I have so much I can say about these, but I better do it fast. Number 19, there would be a biological attack at the Winter Olympics. Bonk. 20, that there would be another plane blown up. I believe that's a bomb. Now, I took a shot at one with some missiles, but terrorism, I don't think so. Bomb. 21, the Catholic Church to resurge. I believe that's a bomb. The scandals continue. Number 22 and number 23, made by two people in a row, that by the there would be a great revival in spiritual matters. I'm not sure how to score that one. I'm going to give it a bomb. Number 24, a vast increase would be a near-Earth asteroid detected. That's a definite thing. There are a couple of those. Number 26, the Ellen DeGeneres will take over the Tonight Show. I think that's a bomb, right? Not there. Number 27, that it would actually be a calm year. I'm giving that one a bomb. There's nothing calm about 2002. Number 28, there would be a disaster in Mexico and the border would close between the U.S. and Mexico. Bomb. There might have been a disaster. I don't believe the border closed. Number 29, George Bush to lead us to prosperity. Bomb. Sorry, George. Number 30, Israel will find the Ark of the Covenant. And I believe that is clearly a bonk. You know, a lot of people think something on Ararat, but I don't think anybody's, brought any boards back in. 31, Russia and the U.S. will cooperate more fully. I think that's clearly a ding. Certainly we are doing that. Number 32, the Lord returns next year. Well, if he's back, he hasn't said anything yet, so I'm going to tentatively give that a bonk. Number 33, that prosperity would be right around the corner. Wrong. Not this corner, third year in a row of down market. Number 34, more hackers would be busted. Wow, yeah, ding, ding, ding. Sure, they always bust hackers. Number 35, there would be more babies born in June of 2002. That's a big ding, ding, ding. And that comes from the 9/11 business. People wanted to get closer together, and when they did, they made babies. Number 36, that Scientology would decline. I'm not sure how to treat that one. I think it's a bonk. I think Scientology is probably still doing all right. Number 37, that by the end of the year, there would be strip searches going on. Well, I don't know what they meant by that. There are always strip searches. I'm going to give it a ding. I mean, everything is straightened up, certainly. Number 38, music to become music again. Bonk. With a few exceptions, a few notable exceptions. Sorry, not. Some of this obviously is subjective, right? But a lot of what I hear today, I would not call music. Number 39, Bush drinking revealed. Now, I think here they mean the president's drinking revealed. That's a big bonk. However, there was a Bush or two. Well, I think they meant the president. Number 40, and then I'll stop and we'll go to the phones and take more predictions. I'm never going to get that many in, I can see clearly now. Number 40, there would be nuclear incidents involving water. In other words, no doubt cooling water. And I hope that's a bomb. That could be a ding, but I'm going to put it down as a bomb. So you didn't do too well in this particular series. All right. Prognosticators, if you're ready, we now continue. East of the Rockies, you are on the air. Hello.
Hey, Art, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, sir. Where are you?
I'm Rick, and I'm calling, listening to 1510 WAC on Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, what a monster of a radio station. Yes, sir.
My prediction, what number are we on now?
2.
Okay. My prediction is that Richard Hoagland, using the Data Quality Act, will successfully challenge NASA and namely the Mars Odyssey Venus Imaging Team and Corval.
I can't write all this down. Boil this down to Richard C. Hoagland, what?
He will get new images released of Mars that Venus Imaging Team has been holding back.
Okay. All right. I think you're probably Right. I think this is going to be a ding. Sounds to me like it's going to be.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you ever heard about how the pilot episode of The Lone Gunman was a story about how planes can get the World Trade Center?
No.
There's like a video that's floating around the internet. It's like, I think it's the trailer, the promo trailer for the show, and it's really eerie to see it.
There were a number of things like that that got canceled. And of course, a lot of this series of programs that use the Trade Center as almost, a mark at the beginning of their show, that all got erased. And there were some things that seemed, from a cinematographic point of view, and I think they all sort of just slightly went away. So that may well be true. I appreciate the call. Okay, thank you. Right, take care. And again, I would ask that those of you that call, do not make this into a long kiss goodnight here. And I acknowledge and I thank the thousands upon thousands of you that have written to me and have said such very nice things. For the most part, the 99% have written very nice things. Thank you so very much. Acknowledging all of that, without having to do it individually and having this be such a sort of, I don't want it to be a sappy, long kiss goodnight if we can avoid that. So far, you're doing all right. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Mr. Ralph?
That would be me.
Thank you very much. This is John calling from Chula Vista, California.
Yes, John.
And thank you for choosing George to accompany us.
You're very welcome. I think he's going to do a yeoman's job.
And so far, the future is looking very enlightened. And thank you for opening my mind. And Art Bell, the King of Nye, God bless you, sir. And cheers. And my prediction is, and I hope it doesn't happen, but I don't know if the Popes can hang in there.
Okay, I appreciate your call, sir. Thank you very much. Well, of course, Patty's getting pretty feeble. So it could happen at any time. Anytime you've seen a picture of the Pope lately, the man is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I thought that he was trying to hang on for the millennium. The Pope wanted to see and greet the millennium, and then he would let go. And oddly, that did not occur. I mean, the millennium came and went. The Pope's still here, feeble as he looks. He's still here. That man is really hanging on. And it's kind of like he's got a reason to hang on, a reason that goes past the millennium and has yet to occur. I wonder if that's occurred to any of you. I wonder if people can do that, if they have a compelling, dramatic reason to live. They can literally will themselves to live past the point where they otherwise would have. Something to bear in mind. What do you suppose the Pope is holding out for? First time caller line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art. This is Scott. I'm calling out of Oklahoma City, listening on the XM system.
Okay, Scott. Well, you're going to make prediction number 4.
I'm glad I got this one in early because I think other people feel this way too.
Okay.
What we're about to step into, either with Iraq or with Korea.
Yes.
Pretty sure that we're going to step into something, and my prediction is it's going to turn horribly wrong. I don't think we're hitting about this about the right way.
When you say horribly wrong, why don't you define that and make that prediction? Are you suggesting there might be a world war?
Yes. I think we're going to get involved in something that we don't really want to get involved in. It's going to start off something that's just going to get progressively worse and really get us involved with different countries.
I appreciate your call, sir. I don't think they've had World War now. I'm going to say this one more time, and what I say now may turn out to be inaccurate, and that there may be some information forthcoming. But it seems to me that our president has not yet outlined sufficiently the specific danger posed to us by Iraq to justify sending our young men and women to fight and no doubt die in that country. He has mentioned, of course, weapons of mass destruction, and that's really all that I've heard. And if that is true, then what about Korea, which has announced they're taking out the UN inspectors, they're breaking the seals, they're taking the fuel rods, they're making bombs, nuclear bombs. They've announced what they're going to do. They've got the means, and they've got the will, no doubt, to use them. And so that would strike me as a far more critical situation with regard to our safety than what has thus far been outlined with respect to Iraq. And I'm not suggesting that we should not go to war against Iraq. I'm simply suggesting the president has not made the case to all of us, all of you, sufficiently yet, or really I can't speak for you. I can only speak for myself. And I have not heard enough specifics so that I would be able to justify sending off young men and women to die. Thank God I don't have to do that. Wildcard Line, you're on the air. Hello.
Good evening, sir. How are you today?
I'm all right, sir. Where are you?
Yes, this is Dean calling from Tampa, Florida.
All right, Dean.
Well, your comments actually follow up what my prediction is with North Korea and Iraq, I think we might actually see Iraq being delayed because if Bush is thinking a war on two fronts, if we start in Iraq, North Korea actually might start to accelerate. But my prediction for 2003, sir, is I think North and South Korea might actually unify, and I think I see a date of perhaps November of 2003 we might actually see unification, which will then start a new version of the Cold War, which hopefully, and God please, hopefully might take it to the next step, folks. So hopefully we can get the wisdom and the clarity. And
well, you say, well, all right, when you say North and South Korea, you're unified. Under what kind of political system, pray tell? I mean, in the North, you've got hardcore starving communists. In the South, you've got hardcore, pretty well-off capitalists. So exactly how do you imagine this unification will occur?
Well, I see China stepping in because China is a major trade with North Korea. In fact, that's one of the things that might actually prevent us from going into North Korea's China. And I might see them play a part in that because economically, the almighty dollar might actually matter because it's going to see people flying away the nation. So I do see what comes from the two extremes. Unification will be coming. As we just saw a protest with 100,000 people in South Korea against the United States, and really starts to go certain. God bless America.
We've obviously been here later.
No, actually, I have it in my family house, and in fact, I look at thank you, sir, for the clarity that you provided only myself, because when you mentioned quitting back in the 80s, this is part of it, sir, and the military is something I feel very strong for, because my family members fought and died for the freedoms that we enjoy tonight.
I appreciate you calling out. Thank you very much. The reason I transferred the possibility of that man being in the military was the numerous sirs that he uttered during his call. So usually when I did that for years, I told everybody sir. After I got out of the Air Force, it's a habit very difficult to break. And usually when you hear that many sirs, you're talking either to a current military person or a former, fairly recently former military person. Mr. Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Nice to speak with you finally.
And you as well? Where are you?
I'm calling from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indianapolis, all right.
I had 3 actual predictions.
No. Only one. Give me your best shot. One.
I'll go with the one. I think that China will have a manned space flight by the end of 2003.
China launches manned spaceflight. That's entirely possible. They could really, I think, do it right now.
Well, I think it was last week they tested a capsule.
Yeah, I think China is indeed moving in that direction. So your prediction, I think a pretty safe one. Number 6.
Thank you, sir.
All right, duly registered. Thank you very much. And China, I think technologically could do that right now. They've been launching satellites for some time. So they probably have the technology. No doubt this come directly from us. On the international line, you are on the air. Hello.
Hi, this is Christina from Seoul, South Korea.
Oh my gosh, Christina from Seoul, South Korea. Hey, Christina, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
All right. We were just talking about Korea, and since you live in Seoul, South Korea, what do you think about all of this big mess with what the North is saying right now? What do you think is going to happen?
It really is a mess, and I guess that the big conflict right now is, I think, within the South Korean people, because most of the younger generation, they actually want to try to unite with the North, but then there's still the older generation that can remember the battle.
You know what I've always thought, Christina? I've always seen the South Koreans who are famous for having riots and throwing Molotov cocktails. You know, a lot of the students who want unification, they should be very careful what they wish for, but they're so violent about it. And a lot of times I thought, you know what? They ought to just let them all mass up there by the border, and then just wait for the right moment, open the border, and go north.
I know. That's what we're saying. Actually, my boyfriend's in the military here too, and he's like, all